jungle.
Hello everyone, welcome to our video podcast. This is Karthik.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalyani.
So let's dive into a topic where everyone will find it relevant. Our topic is handling miscommunication and cultural misunderstandings. So are you ready, Kalyani?
Yes, Karthik, let's get started.
Great. So let's kick off things by discussing about miscommunication. So how do you realize when there is something off in a conversation?
Usually, when the other person seems unsure about what they're talking and when they give vague responses to me, that is when I find there's something off in the conversation.
So, misunderstanding often shows up when you are in confusion or hesitation or even in silence. A classic
True.
case can be when someone is nodding to you and clearly can't understand what they're saying.
Absolutely.
For instance, I was once talking to a colleague and I asked him to complete a work within tomorrow. He told, I'll try. I assumed he would do it within the deadline, but he wasn't really confident with it. So, ever been there?
Yeah, Karthik, I have faced a lot of similar situations.
I can give you one tip. It is by clarifying questions. You just gotta go, do you mean this or that? So it'll just help the speaker to know you're listening.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but it is effective as well.
I have another tip here. So you just have to be actively listening to the speaker. So you just no need to wait for your turn to speak. You just have to focus on what the other person is speaking. For instance, in a group project, I almost misheard one's suggestion and I almost implemented the wrong solution. So one little confrontation saved my day.
So, you mean it is better to ask a person if they meant a specific X or Y?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right, it makes a lot of sense.
Kalyani, let's talk about context here.
Yeah.
Words can mean a lot in different situations. If someone says you're fine or I am fine, they don't really mean they are fine. Have you experienced this?
Yeah, Karthik, it happens a lot of times.
Okay. In order to avoid this, all you got to say is like think about them in the situation. Like you just got to ask them like what are you doing or have you gone through something or something.
Yeah, right.
In that way, it will save a lot of trouble.
That's a smart tip actually. It works a lot of times.
Also, if you think that your words might be misunderstood by the other person, you just got to explain it very clearly. In that way, it will save you from going extinct.
Yeah.
Alright, Kalyani, let's move to conflict resolutions.
Okay.
So, how do you solve conflicts?
Basically, I try to understand other person's feelings and maybe find a common ground.
Yeah, so misunderstandings can often lead to arguments. Even I take responsibility during conflicts. So, a simple I am sorry can fix a lot of problems.
True, that helps a lot.
One more tip I can give you is by when a conflict arrives, instead of blaming the other person, try to understand the problem and apologize first. You can just say that we misunderstood each other. Let's fix
Yeah.
this by discussing together, something like that. Yeah. So Kalyani, now let's talk about communication between two different groups. Younger people prefer texting more than calls or face-to-face, but older group of people prefer phone calls and face-to-face communication. So what do you think about this, Kalyani?
I've noticed that a lot, Karthik, and I think it's all about respecting the other person's preferences.
Yes, yes. So if your friend prefers calls, you just give them a call.
Right.
Or if your professor prefers emails first, you just send them email, right?
Yeah.
So it's just about finding a good balance.
True.
Finally, let's talk about feedback.
Mhm.
Giving and taking feedback is very necessary.
Right.
So Kalyani, how do you usually handle feedback?
I try to listen to the other person carefully and try to improve myself later.
That's the right approach. You have to be very kind and clear while giving the feedback. Instead of saying this is bad, you can just say here's how we can make it better.
Right.
It just motivates the other person.
That's a good advice, Karthik.
Also, one more tip I can give you is by when you're receiving the feedback, you shouldn't take it personally. It's a chance to grow.
Right.
So let's switch some gears and talk about cultural barriers. It can be a little tricky, but it's not impossible to handle.
Absolutely, I believe that.
Yeah, so Kalyani, what is that one cultural barrier that you have observed that might lead to a misunderstanding?
Probably some cultures prefer indirect communication, while other cultures prefer straightforward or direct communication. I have observed that a lot, Karthik.
Okay, so adapting to those styles are crucial. So, especially when you're an indirect speaker, people tend to read between the lines. But when it is
True.
direct, you don't have to overthink much. It's just the way it is.
Right.
So, one tip I can give you is to learn the basics of culture norms. Um, One culture values small talk in order to build some rapport between the people, but some cultures just go straight forward.
Yeah, I think I have a perfect
Yeah,
example
please
for
go ahead.
this. In the United States, people start meetings with small talks, that is basically by discussing about the weather today or by discussing about their weekend plans. So I think they do this just to build the rapport among the
Right.
colleagues or to clear some air off.
Yeah, but when it comes to a country like Germany, and imagine a situation when you're in a meeting in Germany and someone comes up saying, "How's the weather?" They feel it completely unnecessary because you got to get some awareness of the culture in order to avoid some awkwardness.
Yeah, I feel, knowing little about different cultures can save us a lot from awkwardness.
Yeah, that's the right way. So, but I can say that patience is key
Mm-hmm.
because cultural misunderstandings happen, but you just have to stay calm and act responsible so that you can learn a lot.
Yeah, I think I have an example for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember once I was working with a Japan client, and he kept saying maybe instead of giving me a straight yes or no for an answer.
Okay.
At first, I thought he was unsure or uninterested, and it frustrated me a lot.
Okay.
Later, I found out that it was a cultural way of being polite and avoiding confrontation.
So, how did you handle that situation?
I stayed calm and I have asked him a lot of open ended questions
Mm-hmm.
that helped us clear a lot of things, and the
Yeah.
project went on smoothly.
So, here misunderstandings can happen, and also we can learn a lot from them when handled the right way.
True. Well said, Karthik. I believe it's all about adaptability and understanding.
Yeah, that's a right way to put it up.
Yeah.
So, to sum it up, handling miscommunication and cultural misunderstandings isn't just about what you say, it is about how you respond, react, and adapt. It can transform your interactive way.
Well
So,
said, Karthik.
yeah, thank you. So, thanks, Kalyani. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope these tips helps you to communicate better and build stronger relationships. So,
See you all next
see you all
time.
next time.